Right, hello everybody again. Right, total different change of scenery today and venue. I've come down to the famous Hampshire Avon to give this a go. I haven't fished this river, well, I've never fished this stretch at all. When I used to be in the old club back in 2006, 2007, we fished a different part of the Avon, me and my son, trying to get a barbel. And like I said in my last fishing video, my son's beating me with a barbel of about 2 ounces. So hopefully we get something a bit bigger than that today. So I've come to the Hampshire Avon today. This part of the river is actually the mill stream, they call it. It flows into an old mill further down there. What I do before, when I leave, I'll see if I can get a video of that, just so you can see what it looks like. But the main river, the Avon, is literally 100 yards over there, just beyond those reeds there. I've had a look at it, and just a minute ago, it's like a real big bend there, very deep, slow flowing all the way along the edge, and goes around another left-hand corner there. But what I've done, I'm just going to start here, just to get sort of warmed up and get into things. There's quite a nice hole here. The main flow's there. It looks like it goes into a deep hole here, and it goes underneath these brambles and all the stuff that's hanging over the water. So that's going to be a good holding area for a fish or two, hopefully. There might be the odd barbel in there, maybe. Definitely sort of chubby area. And also I brought me pike gear with me as well. So if we find any slack areas, I might drop a dead bait in as well. It sort of goes round there. There's a slack area just there. And just up there, where those willow trees are, there's another nice little swim there as well. So I'm going to start off there to start with. And then we'll just have a little wander around, just do a bit of exploring really, because I say, first time I've fished this stretch, so I'm not 100% sure where the fish are, or the best holes, so it's just a matter of coming in and learning the river now, the venue, and see if we can get a barbel out sometime within the next 12 months. Right, okay, setup wise, I've got my Fox barbel rod, which I've had quite a few years now. Still ain't got a barbel on it. I've had plenty of carp on it, some nice chub. What I've done, I've got a nice big feeder there, open-headed feeder, run ledger, hook length to a size 10 barbless wide gap hook, 10-pound line. I'm hoping that's going to be strong enough for what we're going to be doing here. And bait wise, I've got some marine halibut pellets, which I'm going to put on, I think they're 10 mil, I think, yeah. So I'm going to put them on with a band on there. So band them on. I've got some boilies in there as well, small boilies, and so I've got some luncheon meat. Ground bait wise, this is like all odds and sods I've had, what I've used like for feeder fishing. So I've got a whole tin of hemp seeds in there with their juice, loads of different size pellets as well, which I've done this morning, so it's just about right now to go in the feeder, and all sorts of little odds and sod pellets that I've had laying about, so I thought I'd just use them up for bait. Right, yeah, so that's the setup for today. So hopefully we'll see if we can pull out a fish or two. Probably get a few chub, I reckon, but it'd be nice to get a barbel. But there's so much river here, there's just miles and miles and miles of it, so it's going to take a long time to fish the whole river really. This is just a small part of what the club's got. About 3 or 4 miles that way, the next section down actually gets to the border of the famous royalty fishery. So, it's good quality fish in here. There's some nice pike in here, all the coarse fish are in here. So it's just a matter of having a look round and doing a bit of exploring really, and see if we can find a few fish. Right, okay, let's get all this baited up and get the rod out there, because we're not going to catch anything talking. Right, okay guys, I'll catch you in a bit. Right, first cast of the day. You can see this, loaded the feeder up and bits and pieces. I've got my 10 mil halibut pellet on there, a size 10 wide gap hook. Right, this is the first cast in the Avon since 2007. Right, see how we get on. Obviously this isn't the main part of the river, but still part of the Avon. Right, so just going to plop it down here. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be some fish living underneath those brambles there. So let's see how we get on. See if we can draw some out. Yeah, probably do a few casts just to get enough feed going in there. Hopefully we'll draw a fish out from that, underneath that raft there. And hopefully there might be a barbel living in there as well. Do you think so? Right, there we go guys, first cast. Let's see if that old rod's going to go round. Right guys, still early days yet, I've only been going an hour, that's about my third cast. Yeah, it's quite a nice little hole underneath those brambles there. There's definitely got to be fish hung underneath there. Good old place for a chub or two, I reckon. I mean, there's just so much of this river to fish. I think it'd take the rest of your life to do it all. If you lived that long. It'd take years, I reckon. Yeah, nice stretch of river though. So it's, well, it's the last day of October. So it's still pretty mild really. It's sort of like a 15 or 16 today, you know. The thing is, we don't get winters anymore, do what we used to. They're so mild, but that's all right, it's good for fishing I suppose. Keeps the old fisher active and feeding hopefully. Well, we'll give it a go, that's all we can do, isn't it? But say the main river's over there. I'll give it another 2 or 3 hours here, just to build up this swim a little bit, see if we can get a fish out of here. The fish, you know the fish are in here, there's got to be fish in here, but are they off the feed? We have to wait an hour before it gets dark, so it's just exploring the river now really, just to get to know it. And see what fish are and see all the fishy hiding spots are as well. It's just like starting again really. No, I look forward to it, it's a bit of a challenge, that's what we want. So we know there's some nice fish in here, barbel in here, so that's what my main species really, to try and get out of here really. And well, I've brought my pike gear with me, but I'm not sure if I'll use it today. Just more like, did a bit of a recon really of the river, see what it's like. You know, we've had no rain really, so the river's pretty low. There's plenty of flow in this river, it's quite a big river, but I mean the water levels are quite down quite a bit, you know, which doesn't help. But another month or so, all this sort of weed and stuff will all be gone. All this weed in front of here, all that'll be gone. So I should think this will be quite a nice hole in the winter in here. Be a good little spot to come back down and give it another go in the winter. I bet it's quite a nice slack area in here. It'd be good for a pike as well. As you can see, it's quite a slack area just to the right of that bush. So definitely worth a go later on. But yeah, it's going to take a lot of hours to get to know this river. But there you go. Should be fun, I reckon. Right, okay, so nothing at the minute. So I'll probably get another 2 or 3 hours on this swim. Then what I'll do, I'll walk over there and we'll have a go on the main River Avon itself. And it's a lot bigger over there than what it is over here. So should be a bit of a challenge, I reckon. But there we go. Put the time in, hopefully we'll get the results. The old spawn's coming up the river. Far enough away from us, so it's not a problem. It's a good thing about a river, there's plenty of wildlife about. Never know what you're going to see. I've seen quite a few feeders around here as well, like for pheasants. Especially along the bank, well, along the edge there's quite a few feeders. So I presume it must be like a little shoot here somewhere. And there's a duck hide over there around by an old pond, but which has got no water in it at the minute. So there'll not be a lot of ducks there. Well, obviously it's an ideal place for duck shooting here, isn't it? Along the edge of the river. Perfect. Yeah, that was another swan. There's a mate coming up and down there. Obviously they're mate for life, aren't they? So, yeah, right, okay. Nice one. Well, danger wasp nest. Don't look very active now, but it's a bit hollow underneath there. Can't see anything flying in and out at the minute. Yeah, well, there you go, look. Waspies. Right, just come over to the actual main River Avon now. Looks like somebody's been fishing here over the weekend. So, I don't know if this is a popular spot or there's some fish in here. Yeah, I know it's got a big, like a bit of a hole up there where the cattle go and drink. So the main river comes down here. That's a farmer over there or the gamekeeper, not sure. But yeah, seems like it gets a bit of fishing off of this swim. So I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign. It's quite deep, like close in here. Shallow run there. Oh well, we'll give it a go. So if somebody else has been fishing here, then hopefully that might be a good sign there's some fish in here. I mean, this river's so big, wide, deep. You know, the fish are going to be anywhere. And also, it might be a good spot to drop a, I don't know, maybe a dead bait in there. Maybe might be a pike or two laying in close there. Oh well, we'll give it a go on the main river. But I'm saying there's so much of it, it just goes right the way down, all the way down there. You see all those trees all the way down, right down, miles of it. And I was going to say, it's going to take a few trips for us to find all the best places. Oh, well, I'll give this one a go, I think. Somebody else has been here probably yesterday. It looks pretty fresh, all that. So, I mean, if they were here yesterday, if it's fishing here, obviously they've been feeding it up, feeding it up, feeding it up. So, might have brought a few fish in. Oh well, we'll settle into here and we'll give this one a go. Right, okay, let's give this swim a try. Looks like quite a popular spot, so somebody spent a bit of time here. Hopefully, that's a good sign. Right, it's got a nice bit of flow here, so let's get it out there a bit. See if we can draw anything out of here. Might be a nice little gravel bed out there or something. I don't know if they've been trotting here or what they've been doing. Oh, well, we'll give it a go. So we're here exploring today just to see what's what really. And it's a nice run. So up there's sort of close to the bank, the main current, and flows right through here. And then down there, it's quite a nice run through there. So hopefully, there might be a chub down there or a barbel, who knows. It was quite deep close in there. So it's just a bit too much current really to put a dead bait out for a pike. But oh well. We'll give it a go here for an hour or so, see how we get on. And what we'll do, probably have a little walk a bit further down, do a bit more exploring, see what we can see. Right guys, just found this lovely swim just inside the woods here, wooded area. Lovely deep hole here. Yeah. It comes down here, the main flow, and sort of like disappears under this raft of debris here. Yeah, it's not a good spot. So I'm going to set up my pike rod as well, I think. Drop it in here. It's a nice deep hole right in front of me, so it'll be a good spot for maybe a pike laying up as well. Yeah, I did try up there a bit further where somebody's been fishing yesterday. The trouble is there's just so much weed. I just getting tangled up all the time, but this looks a lot more promising. Yeah, I think I might stick it out here for the rest of the day because it's quite. There's lots of rafts and bits of willow and all sorts underneath along the edge of the bank there. So I should presume there's plenty of fish up underneath here. It's going to come into this hole. And also it's the same up there, it's undercut the bank. It comes around. And you've got a nice slack area in here. So there's got to be something in here surely. Especially underneath all that raft of bits of branches and debris there. Right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to get the pike rod set up as well. And I think I'll just drop that in there with a dead bait. And I might be able to put a pike out of this one. Right, okay guys, let's see if I get on in this swim. Right guys, believe it or not, I've just had a couple of little bangs on that pellet. It's the first bites I've had since I've been here. So yeah, what I've done now, I've got a dead bait out there, a herring. It's got a nice slack area in here. So there's got to be a pike in here somewhere, I reckon. So I've got that. Yeah, it's really nice little rattles on there, something small. Anyway, it's a bit more sign of life really. So it's a nice swim, nice hole, deep hole. Oh, there we go, another little rattle on there now. Small, don't know what it could be. Anyway, it's a good sign really, at least we know some fish in this hole. Which there should be really, it's a nice little hole really. Right, so I've got the pike bait out there now. Just started to rain now as well, so that's alright. Oh, we're underneath some trees, so a bit more shelter from the wind and the elements in here. Right, okay. I think we'll stay here for a few hours. See if we can pick something up out of here. Right everybody, quick update. I had a lovely bite just a minute ago, just a quick little rattle that just went straight round. Just didn't hook into it unfortunately. What that was, I don't know. I don't know if it was a chub or a barbel, I don't know. Yeah, I'm getting plenty of little bites now. So I sort of like trying to get it on the edge of the faster water and the slacker water, sort of in that area there. So yeah, just had another nice bite as well, a quick roll, that went down, struck, nothing. But the one I had just a minute ago, that was a proper bite, that was. So yeah, it's all a bit rainy now, it's a bit overcast, a bit darker. Just been speaking to another chap, just up there. He's fishing the next swim up from me. He hasn't had any luck either yet. So, but nice little hole this. So, plenty of fish in here, plenty of bites, but no luck at the minute. Right, pike bait's out there. Nothing on that at the moment. So it's a nice little hole there. So I would have thought there might have been a pike or two living in there, but not at the minute. Right, anyway, going a bit of action. So lots of little knocks. A decent bite. Didn't hook into it. Never mind. Right, keep on going, see how we get on. Probably going to have to end this video here now. So the old light's going to start to go. Well, still getting little knocks and bangs. And I'm pretty sure maybe crayfish knocking it about out there, which is a shame. So I had that one decent bite, another half decent one after that, but nothing since. Nothing on the pike float, which is down there. I doubt if you'll be able to see it on the GoPro. But anyway, I'll probably give it maybe another hour, but by that time it's going to be pretty dark and I won't be able to film. So probably have to say goodbye to you guys now before it gets too dark. Loads of little rattles on there all the time, but I'm pretty sure I reckon crayfish. There's a lot of crayfish in this river. They're just knocking the bait about all the time. But anyway, I'm going to give it another hour. So if I do catch anything, obviously I'll come back to you. If not, then you know I haven't caught nothing. Right, okay. So what am I going to be doing next? Well, I've got this week off. So I'm probably going to go out and do a bit more fishing. I might go up to the other lake and just do a bit of pike fishing and see if we can get a pike out of there, I reckon. Right, okay then. Right, I'll say goodbye for now. But like I just said, if I catch anything, I'll be back. And hit the old subscribe button if you haven't done it already. A few thumbs up would be good. And hopefully, we'll see you on the next one with some fish.